integral and differential form of Gauss line electrostatics. Integral and differential form of Gauss. See, the Gauss law states that the total electric flux through any closed surface in space is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that surface. And we can mathematically express the electric flux through any closed surface using the line integral over the closed surface E dot d. So it is integral over the closed surface as E dot dA, where E represents the electric field intensity at any point on the closed surface, and dA is the total area of the closed surface. The closed surface may be a spherical, or it is a spherical surface or cylindrical surface. Okay. Now, if you determine this integral for any closed surface which is enclosing certain amount of charge, then it is nothing but it is a measure of number of electric fields through that surface. Through the surface is. So see, this surface integral over any closed surface is nothing but the measure of number of electric field lines through that surface, and in other words we can say it gives the total electric flux through that surface. Right? Suppose let us consider a situation where a point charge small q is placed at the origin of a sphere of radius small r. Suppose in the case of a point charge q is placed at the origin of a sphere of radius r, then we can calculate what is the total electric flux through that closed surface, that is through that sphere having a radius r, and what is the charge inside that sphere? We have considered it as a point charge small q. Now we can calculate the electric flux using this relation. Therefore I can say the total electric flux through the sphere is E dot dA is equal to integral over which is the closed surface? It is a sphere of radius r. And what is the E is electric field intensity or electric field strength of the point on the sphere, that is surface of the sphere, and it is given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square into r. So this quantity gives you the electric flux, electric field intensity at any point on the surface of the sphere. Dot, what is dA? It is area of that sphere, right? So in spherical polar coordinates, the area of the sphere can be written as r square sin theta d theta d phi into. So this is the quantity which gives us the area of the sphere of radius r. Now let us solve this integral, thereby we can get the total electric flux through that closed sphere. Now I am going to erase these things. Now see, I am going to write the total electric flux, that is integral over the closed sphere of radius r is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square. Look at this quantity, it is a dot product of these two quantities, okay, where r cap is the unit vector along the radius of the sphere. Here also r cap is the unit vector along the radius of the sphere. So it is of the form a dot b. So it is of the form vector A dot B, and you know that A dot B is given by A1 B1 plus A2 B2, where A1 and A2 are A1 and B1 are the components of the two vectors. Since there is only one component for each vector, now I am going to write it as it is A1 and it is B1. Therefore, d r square into r square sin theta d theta into d theta. Now let us solve this integral. Okay. Now see, r square get cancels. We are going to left with. Let me arrange these things. What you will get? See, we are going to get integral over the sphere 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into q into sin theta, d theta and d. Now these q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, it is a constant. Therefore, let us take it outside. 1 into q, it is q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and you have to integrate sin theta, d theta and d phi. Therefore, I am going to split this integral where theta varies from 0 to pi into sin theta d theta multiplied by, and the integral of this phi varies from 0 to 2 pi into d. Now see, if you solve this integral, we are going to get, see, the quantity becomes q divided by 4 pi epsilon as it is. What is integral of sin theta? It is minus cos theta, where theta varies from 0 to pi, and what is integral of d phi? It is phi, where phi varies from 0 to 2. Now, what is there in the left side? It is the total electric flux, integral over the closed surface dA, and it is given by q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now, minus, I will take it outside. What is cos pi? It is minus 1. Minus of cos 0 is 1 into what is 2 pi minus 0. Therefore, we will get 2. So, we are going to get q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. It is minus 2 into minus. Therefore, it is 2. 2 into 2 pi, it is 4. Therefore, integral over the closed surface, or here it is sphere, E dot dA. So that means the total electric flux to the sphere is given by 4 pi get cancels. You are going to left with q divided by epsilon naught. So this gives the electric flux through the surface, which is having a charge of, that is a point charge of q at its center. Now we can extend this what is the expression. Instead of a single point charge, let us consider a group of charges scattered inside the sphere of radius r. Okay. Now let us see what happens. Now, see, suppose a group of charges, that is a number of charges are scattered inside the sphere. Then what happens to this electric field intensity? We know that when there are group of charges, the resultant electric field can be determined by using superposition principle. That means the resultant electric field is equal to the vector sum of all the electric fields due to all the charges present inside the sphere. Suppose if E1 is the electric field at the surface of the sphere, what is produced by the charge Q1, then E1 plus E2 plus so on plus En. Right. So where E1 is the electric field due to charge Q1, U2 is the electric field due to charge Q2, so on En is the electric field due to nth charge, because we have considered a group, that means n number of charges are inside the sphere of radius r. So in this situation, I can rewrite this equation as the resultant of the total electric field E is equal to summation over I is equal to 1 to n into A. Okay. Now we can calculate the total electric flux due to this group of charges. Now this equation, let me give equation number 1 for this. This equation number 1 implies integral over the closed surface E dot dA is equal to, it is summation over I is equal to 1 to n integral over the closed surface, that is sphere, EI dot dA. Now again we can write the equation as I am going to rewrite this equation, that is integral over the closed surface. Here it is sphere E dot dA is equal to, I am going to write summation I is equal to 1 to n as it is. What is the value of this? We have seen here equation number 1. From equation number 1, EI dot dA is given by, it is QI divided by epsilon. So it is according to equation number 1. Therefore, the total electric flux through any closed surface E dot dA, that is equal to, now see 1 by epsilon naught is common factor here. Now let us take it outside. Summation over I is equal to 1 to n into QI gives the total charge enclosed inside the sphere. That is the total charge enclosed inside the sphere of radius r. Now see, this is the expression which gives you the total electric flux through any closed surface having a total charge which is scattered inside the sphere. So it is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times Q enclosed, that is the total charge enclosed in the closed surface. This equation is called integral form of Gauss law in electrostatics. I hope you understood. Now we can readily turn this integral form of Gauss law into differential form. Now let us see how we can convert this integral form into differential form. Okay. For that we need to use Gauss divergence theorem. Okay, if you want to convert what is this integral form into differential form, and I hope you are familiar with what is according to Gauss divergence theorem. We can write the surface integral E dot dA can be written as, so it is the volume integral of divergence of into some volume, let me say d2. Okay. Now let me give some equation number. Okay, let me give equation number 2 for this and equation number 3 for this. Okay. Now see, I can write this one as, now integral over the volume, what is that, divergence of electric field L dot E is equal to what, integral over the closed surface E dot dA. What is E dot dA here? According to equation number 2, I can write that one as 1 over epsilon naught into the total charge enclosed under the surface. So this is according to equation number 2. Now see, suppose if I consider any closed surface having a net charge of capital Q, now in terms of volume charge density, in terms of volume charge density, I can write the total charge enclosed is given by, how we calculate the charge? E is given by integral over the volume V rho into dV, where rho is volume charge density. So the above equation can be written as integral over the volume del dot E is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times, that is the total charge enclosed. In terms of volume charge density, it is over the volume V rho into dV. Now see, this equation holds for any volume as this equation holds for any volume V. Therefore, the above equation can be written as del dot E, that is divergence of E, is equal to 1 over epsilon naught into volume charge density rho. So this equation is called differential form of Gauss law. Differential form of Gauss law. I hope you clearly understood the integral and differential form of Gauss law. Thank you.